Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Anime Club. We're into free talk here.
Yes.
For My Hero Academia Season 1.
Yes. So, first, before I continue my tangent from the end of last episode, recommendations. So, one or two anime, or manga, if you can think of it, that you would recommend to someone based off of watching this.
I got one.
Okay, we'll start with Knick Knack.
So, if you like this sort of this element of corporatized superheroes and maybe want to see it go a little darker, just go watch The Fucking Boys.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that counts. All right.
Yeah, that's dark.
All right.
Watch it specifically. Don't read it. Watch it. The comic that The Boys is based off is fucking awful.
Batman the Animated Series?
Kevin Conroy?
The Brave and the Bold?
No.
Yeah, which one? There's a lot of them.
I like The Brave and the
Which
Bold.
was the one that... No, not that one.
You're thinking of the Batman... You're right, the Batman the Animated Series is the full title. That's
Yeah.
You're thinking of the 90s one, right?
Yeah.
So you're thinking of Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, Batman.
He doesn't know.
No.
Is
He
it the one
barely
with
knows
Harley Quinn in it?
character names, let alone voice actors.
Okay, so you're talking about the 90s Batman animated series. Got it.
I mean, also, like, the Batman Beyond one was also nice.
That was
well.
actually... That was really good.
Yeah.
Really.
I
Both
liked the Brave and the Bold.
That's fun.
Yeah, I like the Brave and the Bold a lot.
Did you like the Innuendo song?
Yes, I have it memorized.
That song's great.
I can actually sing it at any point. I have it memorized.
Nice.
Batman throws his batarang. What a weapon. What a bang.
Oh, my.
It's a bit more lighthearted Batman series.
Yeah. Anyone else got?
It's
It's kind of hard to suggest recommendations for this because it's a little unique in terms of anime. It's kind of like One Piece. There's a somewhat unique premise and setting.
Wow, it actually took quite a while to get to One Piece in this
I
episode.
brought it up earlier.
For Seki to bring it up, I mean.
I think,
Yeah, but
quite paradoxically,
but
Seki
it's-
brought up Fate before I did, and I brought up One Piece before she did.
What the hell is going on in this world?
But it's somewhat comparable in that we discussed this in the case of One Piece, but name another big pirate anime.
I can name another big superhero anime. One Punch Man.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh,
That's a good one.
That's
to
true.
recommend.
Is it
Punch
Bugo
Man.
Stray Dogs also a superhero?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
No.
There's another one
More
recently, though,
supernatural.
that was like about someone who was trying to be a superhero, fucked up real badly, ended up going to jail for it, and became a supervillain. I don't remember its title though, but the Trash Taste Boys did like an entire review on it.
I have no clue what you're talking about. I could see One Punch Man, yeah.
Yeah, One Punch Man's a good recommendation. I think.
But I mean, in that vein, when we say what the show is and the premise is, you can't immediately think of like a bunch of similar shows that share the premise, like One Piece, because there are some other pirate animes. Like One Piece, though, it is a relatively unique setting, and I think at least part of that is because it's a little outside the box for the typical setting of an anime, A, and then B, it's dominated the market in its particular setting style.
Yeah.
Like, well, for example, it's pretty hard to put out a pirate anime when your competitor is One Piece.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Without going, like, into a completely different genre. Fina Pirate Princess.
Yes.
Oh.
Which he brought up last time I mentioned that One Piece
But
was
that
kind
was
of in a
like
class
brand
all
new
of
when
its
we
own.
brought that up, so
Yeah.
that was a little bit different.
Yeah.
In this case, I think Boku no Hero did inspire a fair number of superhero
Hero.
anime following it. Or
Okay.
at least it was from the same wave of shows.
Name them besides One Punch Man. Because I can't think of any besides One Punch Man by name.
I don't have every anime memorized off the top of my head, but I have seen superhero anime here and there. Like, there was also, I just watched one the other season, like a couple seasons ago,
Yes, you could
based more off
say
Sentai.
Motorcycle, but
No.
that's not really
No.
hero. There's not much hero.
Okay,
Unless you
I'm
want to
I'm
say-
looking up superhero anime.
Yeah, I guess more like in
One Punch Man.
In anime, it's more of like Sentai than it is
Yeah.
superhero kind of thing. That
I
gets a lot
think-
of stuff based off it and parodied and things like that.
I think Knick Knack, the difference is this is a very westernized version of superheroes. I'm not thinking like kids with powers going out and doing good. I'm thinking like westernized superhero comic book culture.
Yeah, that's kind
Did
of
you put a
what I
recommend?
said,
Did you give a
Batman.
recommendation, by the way, Seki?
No, because I really can't think of anything besides some of the Batman animated series, but like I'm looking
Yeah.
over here and like
I mean, Justice League, Justice League, the animated series that went along with the Batman animated series was pretty nice as well.
Yeah.
okay,
God damn it,
there's
there are so many sex jokes
So-
in that fucking series.
Yep.
I never realized as a kid when I was watching it,
okay.
but they are everywhere.
I do have one that I found looking up. Hero Man, which is also done by Studio Bones and actually includes Stan Lee as a writer.
I think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a fucking robot with the American flag on it.
Nice.
I found another one that
Sounds like Stan
that
Lee.
one I was talking about earlier. I found the name for it.
What is it?
Super Crooks.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But like as I'm looking through this list of like superhero anime, a lot of them are either like God, what's the mech suit ones where it's like somebody in a mech suit doing good or like as part of a governmental agency, or it's like one kid with powers protecting the world, which is not really the same thing as Boku no Hero.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to give a little bit more credit to one. I think pirate anime are rarer than superhero anime in general.
I think the again.
Well, I
the
think
reason
that's just because it's easier to put the setting is easier for superhero anime.
Well, I also think that like the reason why there's more things to go off of than pirate one is because, like I said, like Sentai is essentially like a kind of superhero genre.
Yeah, but the difference in that is while Sentai is close, it's really not the same thing as Boku no Hero and kind of Western comics. It's quite different, even though it could be considered comparative. It still has a very different vibe. Whereas in One Piece, with the case of One Piece, it's just hard to make a pirate anime because your characters are either getting into a fight every single episode or stuck on a boat for like 30 episodes at a time. Like it's just hard. So I think that in a lot of ways, in the fact that it is such a westernized version of superheroes, this is a very unique show.
At least
Because
for
it's
anime.
not really Sentai.
For anime, yeah.
Yeah, for anime. It's not really Sentai.
Yeah.
At least I wouldn't call it, in my opinion. You know? Like, I would not compare this with, like, Ultraman or something.
Yeah, definitely not
Yeah.
Ultraman. So, yeah.
One Punch Man, maybe.
Yeah.
Hero Man, maybe. Not that I've seen it, but it looks very... There's a robot with the American...
That's Stan Lee for you.
It's upsetting. It's upsetting is what it is.
See, that's what happens to Stan Lee.
See?
See, that's what happens to Stan Lee when Jack Kirby ain't around.
Look at this bullshit! Oh my god, it's set in California following someone called Joey Jones.
That's Stan Lee for you.
Yep.
Wasn't there also some Avengers anime?
Yeah.
It's just
There
really
are,
bad.
there are some really fucking terrible
there are
Avengers
some
anime.
awful X-Men anime.
Yeah.
There was like
Straight up
Iron
awful.
Man one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a couple Iron Man ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Segi, you don't have a recommendation?
Not really. I don't think that... I haven't really watched anything like this outside of like traditional Western.
Classic Naruto.
No.
No.
That's actually kind of one of the things I wanted to bring up is that, like, okay, yes, the setting and the characters of Boku no Hero is really interesting and unique, but the thing is, it follows almost all the same tropes of shonen. It does not like the shonen mold that it fits into. It does not break the mold in the slightest. It is very much like a paint by numbers shonen anime, and if you like shonen, that's great. But if you don't like the tropes in shonen anime, you're going to see a lot of these things. It's not going to change your mind about this. This show is not going to change your mind about it.
Yeah.
But it's still good at what it does.
Yeah. So, my tangent from last episode.
Hold on.
Well, we still got to hear Cece's recommendations.
I have none.
Well, we don't all have to give recommendations if we don't have them.
Okay,
Sometimes
well,
some of us just don't have them.
Well, I got two, I think.
Okay.
Okay, so both Western comic books is Watchmen, follows kind of the same thing as what would superheroes have on modern society, and how would society evolve with superheroes involved. And the other one is actually falls under the lines of Boku no Hero. Also is Kingdom Come, which is a DC comic. The comic is painted by the amazing Alex Ross, who is a painter.
Jesus fucking Christ, are you good?
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait till he's done.
Yeah, he is a amazing painter. And the setting is it takes place in the future of the DC universe where all of the original Justice League members are basically in their senior years, and the number of superhumans has risen to such a catastrophic level that, like, the Olympics don't even exist anymore, because what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
And it's about the these new generation of heroes and the kind of shit they get up to, because there's so many superpowered people, there's just superheroes and supervillains running around everywhere.
What?
So if you like My Hero Academia, go watch the classic Disney original movie, Sky High.
Oh, god damn it.
my
Which is getting a sequel soon, isn't
Is
it?
it really?
off.
Wait,
I
what?
thought I saw. Hold on.
Really? What?
I thought I saw confirmations.
If this is real, I'm out.
I don't know. I might have seen the proposal from the writer who proposed it to Disney recently.
Because why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, because the original writer wants a sequel made for Disney Plus. Yeah. Okay, I don't see any like full confirmations of a sequel, but I know that there have been a lot of propositions over the years. But yeah, no, you're right. Sky High.
Anyway, everybody, this is your spoiler warning. We're going to talk about
Yeah, we may get
else.
into to things beyond season 1.
Yeah, so if you
Up
want
to and until perhaps the current section.
Yeah, so if you want to actually know our next anime, skip to like the last minute or two of this episode.
Yeah, whatever.
Maybe a little bit more on that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll throw a timestamp up.
Maybe.
So
Maybe.
the reason why we're watching Boku no Hero right now is TikTok's fault.
Yes.
I want to say that outright because about 6 or 7 weeks ago, maybe 8.
A little bit, yeah. About
Yeah.
a month and a half, maybe.
So about 6 weeks ago, I'm on TikTok a lot, and I was scrolling through TikTok, and about 6 weeks ago, something happened to my feed, and I started getting every other TikTok video I got when scrolling was a Boku no Hero one. Which is really odd because I hadn't favorited any Boku no Hero tags. I wasn't following any Boku no Hero creators because I don't read it, I don't watch it, and I just kind of hadn't been interested in it all that much beyond like the knowledge that someday I'd have to watch it for the channel most likely because it's so popular. And so I started seeing reels. And a lot of these reels were about like Aizawa and Hawks and Dabi. Right? And obviously that's a great way to get someone into Boku no Hero. So I like and I was seeing so many of them that I ended up having to like look up some of the characters because I was like, what the fuck is this? Why is this character so fucking attractive?
Oh my.
Like, I'm simping. I don't even know who he is and I'm simping. And so
Simping over the guy who's missing half of his skin.
yeah,
Yes.
and so, you know, naturally, as one does, like any normal person does, rather than go read the series or watch it, I went to AO3.
Of course.
And I started rabidly reading Boku no Hero fanfics. I started in, like, Hawks X Dabi. I started there.
This is great because she texted me one time. She's like, "Hey, I just saw the panel of when Dabi is over Hawks.
Steps on
Yeah,
Hawks.
steps on Hawks. Is this where all the fan art comes from?" And I'm like, "Probably."
Yeah. So I started reading fanfiction. I was mostly reading Dabi X Hawks first, and then I got into Dad Zawa and Aizawa X Present Mike and like family stuff, which was not smutty and was actually really sweet and really cute and really what I needed. And so I was reading that, and then obviously there were side pairings happening in that. And then turns out there was a creator on TikTok I was following, and they'd posted a bunch of like Eraser Mike content. And then all of a sudden they started posting like a ton of like All Might content, like All Might Dad and Dad Zawa, and I was like, oh, this is really cute, like the two of them taking care of like babies together and shit like that, not realizing that the account I was following was in fact not an Eraser Mike fan account, but an Eraser Might fan account. As I realized when a few reels later I got a very explicit set of art that was Eraser Might.
Oh my.
And then I started reading that pairing, and then it just kind of spiraled from there, and I've been reading nothing but Boku no Hero fanfic on AO3 for like the last 6 weeks, and I would like the record to show that last week, according to my phone, I spent 60 hours on AO3 during the week. That is more than half of the time that I had during the week, and I spent it all on AO3, and it was all on Boku no Hero. And so at that point, I was like, okay, I have to watch this shit. Like, I can't do this. I can't be that person who's never consumed the original media but is like rabidly into the fandom. And it was at this point where I ordered my figures. I in fact have 2 Dobbies and a Hawks at the moment, with pre-orders on a couple other figures coming out in the next year or so. And at that point,
I really wish you went to SAC Anime about like 5 years ago when there were All Might body pillows fucking everywhere.
I personally didn't go, but I had quite a few friends send me photos.
So you've seen them.
Yeah.
You've seen them, and oh my god, they get explicit.
No, one of them specifically was also taller than my friend, who's 6 feet tall.
Oh my god, so it was actual life size.
Yeah, it was like a life size, and it was two-sided too.
That's
and
awesome.
I was just like...
So the next thing I did was buy the first 2 volumes of the manga, because I'm not a heathen, and I was going to read the manga. So I've now read the first 2 volumes of the manga. I'm planning to keep buying them, but like at a relatively slow rate. Because it's not that long a series. I say, looking up at my One Piece collection, I can deal with 30-something volumes. It's nowhere near 100 and however many.
Well,
that's
actually something I wanted to bring up a little bit ago is... you mentioned you kind of like it when, like, you kind of like the aspect of, like, they're trying to figure out how to use their quirks in a useful way and things like that. That's pretty much all Vigilantes.
Yeah,
because the 3 main characters of Vigilantes is their powers are... One guy can slide across the ground if his hands and feet are touching the same surface.
Yeah, no,
and so it's like, and the guy is like, he wants to be a superhero. Like, how the fuck is that going to be useful in any context?
I don't know. Ask Alvida.
Alvida? What?
The character from you remember the fat pirate lady at the first episode of One Piece?
Sure.
She got she ate the slip fruit and then her power was sliding around.
Sure, why not?
After that. Anyways, but yes, I do plan to get Vigilantes and the Team Up manga, even though there's only 2 volumes out so far. But I'm gonna get the original ones first, and then I'll get Vigilantes and stuff. You all will be, pleased to know that my TikTok feed has gone somewhat back to normal. Has taken up its normal supernatural shit posting. I'm still getting Boku no Hero fixed, though. And it was really funny because I was texting you, Backage, about, like...
Wow, okay.
I was texting you all the time about, like, headcanons and shit, where I was just like, this is my headcanon for this character. I've never met this character in, like, there are certain characters that I still have not met in canon, even with the fact that I'm almost through season 2, and I've read a couple volumes of the manga, where I am still like, this is how I headcanon this character acting. And I would like to give myself kudos for not allowing that to sway any of my opinions about characters in this show, with the exception of Mineta, who I hate with a burning passion.
Oh, well, you're not... Yeah, I don't know anyone who likes Mineta.
No development. Yeah. I gotta say, I am so confused by the My Hero Academia shipping fandom, because I don't think I know an anime with less sexual tension than My Hero Academia.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what the best part is? Like, half of the fanfiction I'm reading is not explicit. Like, there are pairings, but there's nothing... Like, they're, like, previously established pairings, and it's mostly, like... family and like feel good. Like a lot of what I'm seeing in the Boku no Hero fandom, at least as far as I've been reading, is like family feels. Like, oh look, like Dad Zawa, like Aizawa really loves his students, so he makes sure that they all succeed and stuff like that. Like it's not like.
But even in the show, there is like almost zero sexual or romantic tension amongst any of the characters. There is a character, I'm pretty sure we all know who I'm talking about, that is actually, her nickname is the X-rated superhero. And she is like, you look at her and it's like, other than her costume, there is like no sex appeal whatsoever from this character.
Yeah.
And like the most you get is when Uraraka, as the series goes on, people start calling out the fact that she has a crush on Midoriya.
I mean,
it's more like a schoolgirl crush than an actual like romantic thing.
Yeah. But I would like to put on the record here that I personally think that Deku and Bakugo have more sexual tension than Uraraka and Deku.
I don't know
because like that's some serious pigtail pulling.
The go jump out a window Deku.
I mean, not that part, but that's some serious pigtail pulling there. And they're constantly up in each other's faces.
Hey, you know who has a lot of sexual tension is the Exile from KOTOR 2 and H.E. Because there is a lot of like, okay, wait, hold on a second. Do you guys hate each other or do you want a bone? Because there is a lot of tension there.
Real quick.
See, I do this because I know it irritates you. I'm sorry, but also not sorry.
But anyway, so that was
it's more like cute friendship stuff, and
Yeah.
it's very wholesome. There's not a lot of like romantic stuff in it.
which is really interesting because from being on AO3, and I do look at like the AO3 like
Oh wait, there's Toga.
true.
There is Toga, but
True.
Toga's fucking insane.
But so I do look at like the AO3 stats at the end of each year, and I have heard a lot about fandoms on AO3 and stuff like that. And I know that the Boku no Hero fandom is one of the most popular fandoms on AO3, and I know that, for example, it is also one of the most common fandoms to find like Omegaverse in and stuff like that. But it's so odd, and I don't know if it's like maybe the particular pairings I'm looking up, maybe it's like the shorter like shitposting stuff that's really really explicit in the fandom, because I know there's a lot of explicit content on AO3, but I'm predominantly looking up longer completed stories with the kind of more familial pairings a lot of the time. It took me, I want to say like 12 pages of results in my first search before I even saw one Omegaverse fanfiction or anything explicit.
Okay,
like
in general, it's also rare for explicit stuff to go on that long.
Does anybody
Not
remember?
unless it's like a truly rabid fan base, like you into Harry Potter shipping and
You underestimate most fandoms on AO3.
Does
Vastly.
anybody remember the name of the little girl from the Yakuza arc of Hero Academia?
Emmy.
Huh?
Emmy.
Yeah.
Why do you remember that? You haven't seen that arc. I have.
I haven't seen that arc. I haven't read that arc, but Dad Zawa and Emmy are adorable.
Jesus
hit the
Christ.
table.
TikTok.
Yeah, but again,
Go
like
beyond
even that,
plus
like,
ultra fanboy.
like they kind of going with like the whole familial and like wholesome thing is that like Midoriya kind of takes on like almost like a big brother kind
Yep.
of mantle
Yep.
with the child. So does Mirio.
Yep.
They're kind of like the big brothers.
And to be honest, I mean, All Might essentially takes on a very paternal role to,
Oh, absolutely.
to Deku.
Absolutely
Oh,
he
yeah.
does.
Which is how you get Dad Might and even Dad Zawa, because Aizawa also takes on a relatively parental role to the entire class in making sure that they're okay and protecting them.
Yeah, Aizawa's kind of, he's a very, like, he's a very strict and kind of thing where it's like, yeah, I'm, like, he has
But
their
it's for
best
your own
interest
good,
in
yeah.
heart, but he is really strict and kind of, like, demands a lot of them, but it's one of those things where his heart's in the right place, his actions kind of don't come across that way.
But it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. I have come across a lot of really explicit shit recently, but that's because I've expanded my search terms.
Oh, you see, I remember telling you that it's actually canon in the series that Present Mike is actually the guy who gave Aizawa his hero name.
Yeah.
Because they've been friends since, like, middle school.
Yep.
Same as, like, Bakugo and Deku.
Yep.
And it's a one-panel gag where they're filling out their application. You have to put down your hero name. And Aizawa's like, I don't know what to write down. And Present Mike just goes, oh, do you just put down Eraserhead? He's like, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I just always
I will
remember
say,
that
though,
one meme where it's just like introverts always get how they make friends is they get adopted by extroverts.
Pretty much, yeah.
I will say though that we do actually get a lot more of All Might as soon as he ends up going toward Small Might. Throughout the whole entire manga, he does end up as a large, like, dad figure to Deku.
That's what I
with
mean. Yeah.
how
and-
he ends up.
One of my favorite things in I mentioned earlier that like there's references to American comics and things like that. One of my favorite example of this is Stain.
Oh
The hero
yeah.
killer. Because when you look at Stain, it just screams 90s comics, the edgelord era of Western comic books. That's what Stain looks like. Stain looks like a fucking
Hang
Spawn
on.
villain.
Cece's not gotten that far yet.
I actually know what that is.
Yeah.
My TikTok is
He actually
being
does
invaded
appear
by
in this
yours.
season.
And in the very end, he is
Yeah.
the teaser for season
Yeah.
2.
Yeah. But he's
And
still in a
then-
computer.
Yeah, and then it takes about until halfway through season 2 for us to really get a thing with him.
Yeah. Also, one of the things I really like story-wise is someone brought this up, different podcast, a podcast I listened to when they were first getting into Hero Academia. They talked about one thing they really like about All Might is, say, like, in DC, how is there ever any fucking crime in Metropolis? That's where Superman fucking lives. How is there ever any crime there? And then they explain in Hero Academia that the second All Might shows up in a city, crime just essentially stops. because no one wants to fuck with All Might. And so it's like, yeah, there you go. Perfect. I love that explanation. It's like, yeah, all the bad guys are like, oh yeah, All Might's around. You just fucking lay low for a couple of months. We're not doing shit.
No, just move to the next town over. He ain't gonna come over that quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that explanation a lot.
Yeah. I will say, I didn't mention this earlier, and I think I meant to, but I do like the fact that this is one of very few shonens where even from the very first or second episode, we see tangible physical consequences that will affect characters for the rest of their lives going forward that cannot be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there are consequences, people are in pain, people are dying, and people are suffering, and that is not mitigated by magical fixes. All Might is literally dying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, as it goes on, like, I mean, obviously they've got Recovery Girl, who's doing things, but
Deku's, like, his bones start getting fucked up from being broken so many times.
Oh yeah, like, and as the series goes on, he gets more and more scars. Like, he's got the scars that that cover his hand. He's got this like large burn mark on one of his shoulders. Like, that, like, you actually see the wear and tear that some of these people go through.
Tangible consequences.
Yeah, and I like that a lot. Like, there's something that I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's something that happens to Aizawa. So later on, it's like that is going to fuck him up for life.
I know it.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's literally like one of those things where like, oh, that is like possibly career ending for him.
Oh, yeah.
Genuinely.
I forgot. What's his current age in the manga right now?
Aizawa?
No,
Deku?
Yeah.
15.
15. They're in
When
high
the
school.
series starts, he's 15. I think in the manga, he's like 16 or 17 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That boy has gone woo-wee.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. We see the kids maturing over the course of the series. Like,
Definitely,
obviously, we haven't seen a lot of that just through season 1, but on the greater scale of like the whole series, the kids are maturing at a rate that's observable and natural.
I mean, even within the first few episodes, you see Deku kind of slim down.
True. Very true.
I do like you get like a distinct like taste of how everyone's personality is, because like Ida is very like robotic. Like, even with his like motions, he's very stiff and angular, and like what's her name? The invisible girl?
Toru.
Yeah, she's super like expressive and boisterous because she's invisible. And like when you see her, like when she's obviously not in her hero outfit, because her hero outfit is a pair of fucking shoes.
Yeah.
And like
And
when
gloves.
she's like and gloves, sorry,
Oh, yeah.
but like when she's like wearing like her school outfit or anything, she's always like waving her arms around or kicking her legs up or things like that,
be
because
noticed.
she has to be like overly expressive and things like that. It's like, I like how there is like a plethora of different personalities amongst these characters.
Yeah. I have to say kudos to the author for just the sheer scale of world building that he achieved within just a couple of volumes. Because season 1 only covers 3 volumes of the manga, and yet he has laid down like an almost unprecedented amount of variant characters, unique characters, and world building in such a short amount of time.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like, one of my favorite characters, I can't remember his actual name, but his superhero name is Sun Eater. Is the whole reason he wants to become a superhero is because for some stupid reason he thinks that will solve his crippling social anxiety, and it's not working. Like when they first introduce him in the series, he has to go stand in a corner because he can't handle talking to people he doesn't know.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah, it's really sad, and I love that guy so much. Also, I love Fat Gum. Fat Gum is
the best.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fat Gum is the best.
Fat Gum's great. Yeah, there's a lot of like just great like side characters and background characters and things like that. Like the heroes, the villains. Like, I mean, T.H.E has one of the best character arcs in the series, I think. And T.H.E is obviously he's the Deadpool parody.
Yeah.
What? What, Seki? What? Who are you making a face there for?
Apparently, the author, like, when he first started writing this, made this, like, specifically said that this will not be as long as One Piece because he does not have the stamina to do that.
Yeah, in the
Recognize your faults.
where the manga is right now, when this arc wraps up, I honestly don't know where they could possibly go after it. So
yeah,
They're
he
probably
said
gonna
that.
end it.
He said,
so I think they're gonna end it relatively soon.
He said when the 34th volume came out, apparently, in an interview, that he can see the ending in sight, and it's not that
Which I
far,
appreciate.
but he wants to take as much time as is necessary to complete the final arc the way he wants it, rather than rushing it.
You see, also there's not sure if this is spoiler, like too much of a spoiler for the viewers here who don't know it, but when you find out Hawk's whole thing, like what Hawks is up to, because when I first met Hawks, I still don't like Hawks. I actually don't like Hawks at all, but like when you find out what his real deal is,
like his backstory. God.
Yeah, his backstory's trippy, and then you meet a certain character later on, who is basically they tried to make this girl into Hawks and failed.
Yeah.
And she was branded as a traitor, as like a villain, as a psycho murderer.
Is it Lady
the sniper lady?
Yeah.
And she is essentially, she's like, yeah, I saw this society is fucked up and horrible, and I refuse to be their tool. And
yeah, like Hawks might be an asshole, but he is an asshole that has been effectively groomed and created.
Yeah.
Deliberately.
Yeah, it's
and any good that's coming out of it is his own strength of personality and will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know?
not a fan.
That's why I like Hawks' character a lot.
And also, I like how they address things where, like, there's a really big moment where a lot of the pro heroes are talking about the surviving member of the League of Villains, and one of them straight up says, "We are going to need to kill Twice." Because if Twice ever gets his full powers back, he's too dangerous. Like, we need to kill him now before it's too late.
Is this spoilers for anyone who doesn't want to hear spoilers?
I don't even remember what part this is. It might have been something I've seen. It might not have been.
But essentially, it's just that. It's like, I'm trying to talk about things without getting too spoilery with it.
We're so far in now with what we're talking about, and it could be spoilers for anyone.
Because, that's a whole thing, is that, like, they talk about, like, as the series goes on, they mention that, like, the heroes do some fucking shady, awful shit. I mean, just look at Endeavor and the shit he got away with for decades.
Oh,
My God, okay, I literally just saw this clip on TikTok the other day, but the one where Endeavor is going to accept his award as the #1 hero, and Hawks introduces him, and he's like, the #1 hero with the most closures, who still has a lower approval rating than me.
Hawks is a fucking dick.
It was hilarious.
And then you find
Endeavor
out that
deserved that.
And then you find out later Hawks is a fucking Endeavor fanboy.
Yeah.
Like, he's basically like how Midoriya is with All Might.
Yeah.
Hawks is with Endeavor.
But it's for a really sweet reason that's really fucked up.
It makes sense why Hawks is such an Endeavor fanboy, but Endeavor is fucking terrible. It's like, you literally, your oldest son, who we never see in the series, you pushed him so hard he killed himself.
Yep.
Like, that is actually what you find out. Like, everyone's like, yeah, do you remember what you did to this one of your kids, you fucking dickhead? It's like, yeah, you pushed your son so hard he literally burst into flames and died. It's like, that is the kind of monster you are. And then you tortured your wife, beat your kids, and everyone's like, oh, you're a good person. You suck a dick, man. I fucking hate Endeavor. And then he tries to go through. He goes through a redemption arc.
Yeah.
Which, did you see the fairy tale reference?
I did. I also saw the him taking up Hawks' wings symbolically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
okay.
Not
I think we may have hit a point where.
I can't participate in the conversation.
Okay.
Anymore, so.
Then maybe that's where
this. Back?
Yeah. Maybe that's where this part should end. Obviously, you've gotten there because you've read that far, and I've gotten there because fanfiction has told me that
I'm
much.
in season 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So who wants to talk about Stain and the whole philosophy he has about superheroism?
I don't want to cover that now because we are going to do season 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that'll be an actual like plot thing in season 2. Like, I'm okay mentioning it like tangentially, but like the actual shit that would make up our discussion in season 2. I kind of want to keep, and so on. Like, we'll have more to say.
Warren just left, so we'll have to wait till he gets back before we can pull for the next anime.
Why? It's rando.
Yeah, because it's Rando A and B. You should all be here for it. All three of us, like the three of us that are primarily here for it.
Okay.
Okay, who is the worst costume, do you think? Out of season 1, who do you think has the worst costume? Worst and best costume.
I really want to say for worst, it's first Deku, but it's fucking Aoyama.
Yeah.
Or
It's
Mineta.
Aoyama?
It's
Is
Aoyama or
just in a
Mineta.
diaper?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mineta's
Mineta
just...
basically looks like he's wearing a big old diaper, yeah.
Okay, yeah, then it's Mineta. At least Aoyama has like a knight in shining armor thing going that I can understand based on his character. I don't know why Mineta's in a diaper, and I don't want to know. I hate it. And then for me, I guess... Shut up. For me, I guess best costume in season 1, in my opinion,
I know where this is going.
is Bakugo.
Yeah. Figured.
Just my opinion, is Bakugo.
Baku looks like he should be coming out of a Mega Man game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like it.
Can I recommend Mega Man?
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Yeah, we're doing best and worst costume of season 1.
Yeah.
Worst one I would say is definitely the naval laser
Aoyama.
because
Aoyama.
of well, that can be very, very suggestive. Let's just say that
I
for
can't stop
worst.
sparkling.
I like how when he shoots a laser from his hip, he shoots his laser, he kind of thrusts his hips forward
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, that's
That's a bit too much.
So best then?
Best. Ooh. Wait, do we see the magician kid yet?
No.
Okay, no.
It's just season 1.
Okay.
Yeah, just season 1.
Yeah, probably still Bakugo's then. Because it is just like, it's very pronounced.
Yeah.
About what his powers is. It's very cool.
So, like, I don't think it's arguable that Mineta has the worst costume in season 1.
That's fair.
Um,
It is the worst. The only person who has a worse costume, and this is just on the basis of sheer usefulness, is Toru, actually.
Yeah.
She's
that
fucking
is-
naked.
Yeah.
but she kind
They
of
make a
has
joke
to
about
be
that.
to make that work.
They make a joke about that later when they're doing, it's in the middle of winter and they're doing outdoor training and they're like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "I am freezing!"
Yeah.
Like, what else is she supposed
Yeah,
to
because
do?
they get like a costume change because they have winter gear and
Yep.
hers is exactly the same as her summer gear.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I could ironically say Toru because it's hilarious, but I'm gonna actually I'm actually gonna change it up and say Aizawa. I really like Aizawa's costume.
he does have a really good costume.
It's just a black outfit.
yeah,
with-
but it works
scars.
for him.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because you have to consider utility and looks.
And he's not trying to go in for the big flashy.
Yeah, that's right. Because he's
marketing.
the underground.
Yeah.
Everything in
style
his costume is
hero,
more or less
yeah.
practical.
Cece?
Yeah.
So for worst costume, I'm sorry. I'm always gonna refer to him as the naval guy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aoyama.
It's not even the belt, honestly. It's the cape for me. I just hate that.
No capes.
I hate. Yeah. No, exactly. I hate that cape. I don't know
It's so
why.
bad.
Like when it like gets holes in it too. From the other
Yeah.
character, I was just like, I hope he scraps that thing now.
Right. And best?
The best, I definitely have to say, as kind of Nick Nack says, like, it's definitely Aizawa, simply because of how he also works as more of a character that goes in for more of like a sudden strike.
Mm-hmm.
It's very played down, and a lot of people, even though they know of Eraserhead, they don't know what he looks like.
It's very Batman.
That's actually one of the
Batman
other
number
interesting
one.
story
Yeah.
things is that like secret identities are not really big in society. Like the only heroes I can think of off the top of my head who have secret identities is Aizawa and All Might.
Yeah.
Like they're really the only ones.
Yeah. So, best and worst.
Worst is Bakugo's. His outfit is terrible.
Why do you hate... What
It's
was
the
game?
grenade arms.
Well, yeah,
it's
but they're
the stupid
useful.
grenade arms.
But they're useful. They're purposely designed to maximize his quirk.
Yeah,
which
but they
is
still
admirable.
look terrible.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, this
That's
is the
the
man
most
who tried to
personality,
name
I feel.
himself Great Murder Explosion God.
Yeah, and the other time he tried to name himself was Murder Death Explosion King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how whenever he mentions his superhero name, everyone goes like, "What are you fucking
Oh,
5?"
wait! Before you get on to best costume, on that topic, I would like to give you all a fan canon that's been accepted by like 90% of the fandom on
Oh
AO3.
god damn it!
Oh, fuck no.
Canonically, according to fanfiction writers, 99% of the time, Bakugo has a cat called a Great Explosion Murder Princess, who he just calls Princess.
Great.
There's a really great joke in the there's a really great joke in the manga where it just kind of shows like the daily routines of people, and there's one, and just the last panel of the chapter is Bakugo brushing his teeth and he's screaming about how he's gonna kill all the plaque in his mouth, and then in the background you can just hear his mom going, "Shut up!"
Valid. Okay,
Yeah.
best for you. Best for you.
Okay, best costume. Oh, Best costume, probably. Fuck. Zach,
Do,
I'm
do,
trying.
do, do.
Shut up! Shut your filthy mouth.
No, there's some really good ones. Like Uraraka's is quite good.
Didn't
Tenya's
she
is
not
kind
design
of good.
that one?
No, she didn't. Yeah, she
No.
didn't. She
Yeah.
just said she wanted something that would help with her nausea.
Yeah.
And they designed it herself, and she's like, "Yeah, it's way too tight. I don't like this."
Yeah.
But
But
I
there's
actually
a lot
I
of-
like Suyu's costume a lot
Oh.
because it's
That's
like
fair.
it's like a diving suit kind of thing almost, but it's got the frog aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
And she's got the goggles specifically.
Yeah.
It makes sense for her quirk and also the kind of work that she's planning on going into because I actually really like Suyu's costume.
No, I'm thinking
Yeah.
about it like that though too. Like her costume has to be like super stretchy, specifically for her quirk too.
Yeah.
So it's also really well designed.
You know
Yeah.
who I feel bad for?
Ah.
Present Mike, leather year round.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Leather.
the whole
Let-
idea is that
hold
he's
up.
supposed to look like a big microphone.
Hang on. Leather in Japanese summer.
See, I never understood that.
Humid.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
the
very
humidity.
Okay, got it.
The
Is
yeah.
it leather?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
wearing leather
Yeah.
jacket and
Leather.
leather pants.
Oh boy.
In that summer humidity? No. Absolutely not.
Nice.
So I guess it's time to draw for the next anime. It is, in fact, coming from Rando this week. Because it was my choice, and now it's Rando's choice.
Want a drum roll in?
Drum roll for me, please.
Spin that wheel.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck
no.
you.
Fucking
She's excited,
shit.
so...
Damn it.
No!
Oh no, she's excited.
Oh,
What
damn it.
are you guys watching?
No!
There's typing.
I gotta check what I had you watch last time.
Oh god, are we watching Naruto?
No, of course not.
No, no. Worse.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut
Are we
up!
watching Katekyo?
Shut up!
Worse.
Shut up!
Are we watching Black Dynamite?
No,
That's in
No.
your hat, goddammit. I put that in there.
it's gotta be.
No.
She said it was something we've watched before, so.
And I'm saying
Oh,
it's
is this
worse.
Get Backers?
It's Get Backers!
So, Nick Nack would like to formally announce his retirement from the podcast.
We're watching Get Backers! And we're gonna watch episodes 16 through 32.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's a long.
Yeah.
Submission.
We're gonna
Oh,
go through
boy.
30. Actually, you know what? No.
So,
No. Hold on.
where do I get off this train?
Yeah, no, okay, we're gonna go through 32. We're gonna go through 32.
So 16 episodes.
Yeah, 16
Damn.
through 32.
I'd offer to have you guys back, but since you guys didn't watch the first half, it would be at
If
your
you would
discretion
like to watch
32
the
episodes. of an
32
anime.
episodes.
I don't know. What the hell even is Get Backers?
It's amazing.
Oh my.
You see, I know to take that with a grain of salt because I know we
Okay.
have very differing opinions of things.
It's this.
Okay.
Get Backers is one of the first animes I ever watched, and I really, really like the world building
Well, that's
and concepts
provocative.
present in it.
First page I opened to is just a mural of a naked lady.
Oh, yeah, it's Heaven, I think.
Sure,
We all
why not?
hated this, if I remember correctly.
No, Realm liked it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Realm's gone now.
Shut the fuck up, bitches. Why are you so mean? Yeah, but we're gonna... Jesus fucking Christ, you guys are so mean. This is a really good
We're
show.
willing to give it a try.
What
Once.
the, also, what the
You're
fuck
a kid.
is this? This guy's
Hold on.
getting humped by a dog.
What? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, it's right there.
I
It's
thought
in
you'd
print.
read the back of the fucking book!
Yeah, you'd think I'd do that, but I
Jesus.
didn't.
Because we're finally gonna get into the Limitless Fortress stuff, which is where I think the real which is in my opinion the best part of Get Backers is the stuff involving the Limitless Fortress and what it does to character dynamics and societal dynamics as represented in this show, in my opinion. So I'm really excited for you guys to watch Get Backers. We're gonna leave off on a cliffhanger, but I'm doing it deliberately because this series was only adapted up to 47 episodes before it was dropped. So by getting us to 32, then I can just do the last set all as one. I'll put the rest of Get Backers into the hat, and it'll be in there for potential pulling at some point. because I don't intend to put it in myself, but that way it'll be in there, and we would have successfully finished something that was longer than 25 episodes or 26 episodes.
Do you want to change the recording date to the Sunday rather than
Well, okay,
Saturday?
we're not.
Oh, sorry.
We can discuss that after.
We will talk shop after we're done recording.
So I'm excited for Get Backers, and I know this is going to be an approved for me.
I mean, you get the carryover realm approval,
I do get carryover realm approval.
unless we find another guest.
Yeah. Who wants to watch all of this? Anyways, we'll see you back here in 2 weeks, and
Well, I guess-
hopefully...
okay, let's be fair to Seki here. Vorn, what can change about the show to raise you to an approved tier? We do this for the shows where we have negative reactions.
Oh my.
And this has proven to be helpful, I think, in the past with shows where we've been negative towards.
We need a lot. We need a lot of like character. We need a lot of like just story.
But you're gonna get that! You're gonna get the Limitless Fortress!
Is it gonna make sense?
Yes! It should, with how many
Okay.
episodes I
Hopefully
selected.
then. Because I have no clue about your kind of ranking right now. On
That
how
was
freaking that stuff
More
works.
negative than I had hoped.
Oh yeah, we're getting a ton of backstory and explanation. Yeah, in this section of episodes. And then moving into the Limitless Fortress and stuff like that.
Do we get no P change? I'm kidding.
Actually you might, because technically we'll be going into season 2.
Okay.
So there is actually a chance that you're gonna get your OP change.
But moving away from the OP, I think what needs to improve for me at the very least is going to be I gotta say the characterization of the main characters here needs to be
Yes, you will get
firmer and more followable.
You will get a different opening song starting on episode 26.
Okay.
You're also going to get several new ending themes, because there's 5 across the series, and we're going to see at least 2 of them.
Wait, didn't we have like a really annoying like sound or like something?
He didn't like the beginning of the OP,
I don't like the OP. That's
which
why.
I really love the OP for Get Backers, so that's a personal issue.
But also, like, if we didn't get a new one, I would just skip it. And I would bitch about it in the next podcast more than 2 seconds.
This is obviously Studio Dean continuing on, so we'll talk about that next time.
Okay.
Nick Knack, what'll this do to make it better for you?
Other than improving the characterization of the main characters, I feel like I need the plot line to be more consistent as well. Last time it felt like we were jumping over things. I could feel the manga adaptation rush.
Would it make you feel better if I tell you that basically the entire rest of this series all involves like the penultimate kind of like issue and topic?
Potentially, but you can also say that about certain One Piece arcs, and that just means like 5 arcs strewn together.
I do not mean this in the One Piece way.
Okay. well, we'll see.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that, and I will hope and pray to every god. Or the next episode is going to start with, "Oh, sing to me, muses of the wrath of Sekhmet."
This is gonna be another one of those where you just like rage at everyone.
It's possible.
More
It's-
than likely.
So this is a little bit of a sore point with me, and we can talk about this now because it's free talk. But in particular, Prince of Tennis, Katekyo Hitman Reborn, and Get Backers are a bit of a sore point for me. Because the Prince of Tennis and Get Backers, we actually watched in quarantine when we were doing like 2 episodes per recording. So everyone was binging, everyone was depressed from quarantine, we weren't meeting up with one another, and we were having some real issues in terms of like tolerance level for a lot of shows. And the episodes that got the brunt of it were mine. My shows got pretty much panned during that time period. Y'all hated Prince of Tennis. Y'all really hated Get Backers. You guys really hated Katekyo. And they were really, really vocal and outspoken about it. And because nobody was really on my side, it often felt during the episodes like it was a 3 versus 1 situation where 3 people were just shitting on something that I really, really loved in like a really non-productive way at times.
And so liking Get Backers. That's why I'm kind of
True,
like,
but he never defended it. He said that he liked it and he said that he approved it, but he didn't like help me defend it against you. Every time you brought up something wrong with it, he was just like, yeah, I could see that. Which didn't help. And like obviously this was a product of like our mental states at the time and how much anime we were watching and the timeline we were on and stuff like that. But those particular 3 shows, less so Prince of Tennis because I knew Prince of Tennis was a long shot. But I really So I really thought that Vorn and Knick-Knack would enjoy the concept of the Limitless Fortress and what that introduces into the world, and I didn't realize that we really didn't get any of that in the first submission. So they didn't really get to experience that part of the series, which is what I thought they would enjoy, and then they really didn't enjoy what I did show them. And so it's been a bit of a sore spot for me ever since those episodes, because I feel like they just...
So what you're hoping is that the where the series goes from here, they'll enjoy it more than what is last time. It's a series that isn't. It takes a bit of time to pick up. And
partially
actually,
that, and partially I'm just hoping that we're in like an altogether better mental state to watch and discuss things. Because in season 1 in particular, we did like, and not even on their parts, but mine too. We had a bad habit of sometimes just like unequivocally shitting on something that we didn't like without really explaining why necessarily, just shitting on it and the person who put it in. Like, I did it, you did it, you did it,
Yep.
Realm
I think we
did
also
it.
had a harder time saying we understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
With
So
things we didn't like or things that the other
Yeah.
person did like.
yeah. So this is a bit of a kind of a redemption on my part.
You did get us to enjoy Katekyo eventually.
At the very ending, yes. Once we
Yeah.
got into season 2, you guys
Okay,
actually
Katekiyo's a little
didn't hate
different.
it.
Katekyo was like Get Backers was kind of like an aggressive boredom. Katekyo
Yeah.
was like oh Jesus Christ. The joke we made complaining about Get Backers just now, that was actually our response to Katekyo.
Yeah.
The Knick-Knack in particular hated this one voice actor, and the way that they played a certain
Oh, no,
character.
I just hate the character in
Yeah.
general.
And he harps on it constantly.
It's
and I
been
don't
a
get
couple
it.
seasons.
Yeah.
But then it came up to a meh by the time we ended it.
Yeah.
This is starting at a much higher place than Katekyo.
Yeah.
did,
And to be
despite
fair,
our bitching.
Katekyo, I don't know if you've ever seen Hitman Reborn, but
I couldn't get into it.
okay, so it has a little bit... I didn't realize this because I read this when I was a lot younger and it was really up my alley, but I didn't realize that it has such a weird format because Katekyo basically starts, at least in the anime, with about 35 episodes of time skip filler.
Yeah.
And you don't
Yeah.
actually get a proper arc until about 27 to 30 episodes in, which is the very end of the first season, and then season 2 starts with the actual plot.
So
Of the
start
show.
from season 2 then. Got it.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
and I didn't realize that. They literally call it the daily life arc.
Oh boy.
For like 30 episodes. And I'd completely forgotten this, like, because it'd been so long since I watched it. And so, like, they really did not enjoy 30 episodes of essentially filler and character introduction before the first actual arc, which was Kokuyo, which was like episodes like 32 to
It
37.
was alright.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Kokuyo was good, and then season 2 started out strong, but we only saw 3 episodes of season 2.
Okay.
So, and then I was genuinely like so beaten down that I never put it back into the hat.
Is it not in
until
the hat and Rando still?
I just put it in the hat like last time because I like by the time we got, because we watched 3 submissions of it, and by the time we got through the third, even though their opinions had like gone up, I was like so fucking done with just having this show that I loved be shit on time after time after time that I just didn't want to put it back in.
Gotcha.
In all fairness, we are overdue
Yeah.
for a lot of revisiting some of these Seki shows from the first season.
Yeah, because I put in a lot of like old shonen and like older, really long running stuff in the first season that didn't really get a lot of love because we could only watch so many episodes of it.
I will say with the Prince of Tennis one, that like freaking the sound thing and transition, that thing still knows
Prince
the
of
crap
Tennis is
out
a
of
little
me.
clunky, even I will admit that. It has a really horrible transition used in episode. Like they basically just like, you know, like those shitty PowerPoint transitions where they like minimize an image and it like zooms out.
Yeah.
They do that, but just staring at an empty tennis court while the sound behind it is like
It's really annoying.
regularly.
Grating
Sounds
annoying.
lovely.
I really like it, but once again,
Yeah, and I've told you before, like we've had
Yeah.
discussions on this, like because of a lot of shonen you watch, I've also gone into, so and I've told you this before, like if you want me to, I'll just like rewatch a couple of things because then at least there'll be 2 of us.
right, yeah. So I'm hoping for a redemption in Get Backers. I'm hoping that the Limitless Fortress and everything we're going to learn in the next 10 or so episodes, from what I can tell looking at the episode list, will make up for the spasticity of the first 15.
Now, if you want to hedge our bets here, you also might want to see if you could find someone who's actually willing to watch that much.
That's entirely true. I really should see if I can find someone.
We'll eventually come around to it, but depends on that eventually.
Anyway, so that's what we're watching in 2 weeks. So tune back in to see that. Hopefully opinions will change. Hey, nostalgia anime.
Look, we all have our cringy bad anime from our past that we don't talk about.
Ooh, we should talk
Fate
about
Stay
that.
Night 2006.
We should talk about the cringy anime we
Well,
like.
I actually
back in
didn't
the
watch
day.
it until very recently.
No.
I mean, do you want to talk about a cringy anime that you watched when you were younger?
I mean, if everybody else is, I'm
I
definitely
mean,
going
we
to throw
can
it out
talk that
there.
probably in a separate episode because we are going long right
Who
now.
cares if we go long? It's free talk.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's what this is for. I have several cringe, like Katekyo for sure. Prince of Tennis is god awful to watch. Like holy fucking shit, it is so bad. I've probably got at least a. Oh god, I watched this one series called Pre-Tier on YouTube, and it's fucking terrible. It is one of the worst things I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. It is a magical girl transformation thing, and it is the worst.
Knights of Sidonia on me. That series does not hold up animation-wise, but I have fond memories of it.
Mahoka. Mahoka no Rensei, which is the regular at Magic High School. That thing sucks at explaining shit.
Yeah. But it's not really cringy, it's just bad at adapting the source material. I've seen it.
And don't all of us have at least fond memories of watching Sword Art Online before we realized what it was actually going on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you know what? I guess my
I've been
biggest
able to-
cringe looking back is the Naruto and Pain fight. Oh, have you seen the animation derps from that fucking fight? You
Oh, yes, I
cannot
have.
pause it.
I have.
Also, I was able to ignore Sword Art Online.
And as
For
much
the
as you
longest
guys
time,
ripped
to this day, I haven't
about
watched
Invaders
a
of
single episode.
Rokujomu, I still do like it.
Invaders of Rokujomo was pretty fucking cringe.
That was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, for example, we're definitely going to be watching Junjo Romantica on this channel. And Junjo Romantica is possibly one of the most cringe things I've ever watched, and I love it with all my heart, to my dying breath. It's like one of the most famous yaoi animes ever.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Cece looks pretty sinister right now. not to mention-
Cece's seen it.
Oh, have you?
Seen it. It's on the background of my computer.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh my.
So Cece's definitely getting an invite for that.
Oh, I'm going to be in the background just watching everyone just go like...
Like, randomly you'll just hear, a little witch cackle.
Yes.
So do you have any cringe shit?
I used to watch Cardcaptor Sakura, okay?
OG?
Yes.
Not the remake?
Yes, OG. When I was a kid and I'd be watching, like, Saturday morning cartoons, like, oh, hey, Cardcaptor Sakura's on.
Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
OG...
Dragon Ball Z Kai.
OG Digimon. The Fox Kids
Digimon. Digital Monsters.
Bakugan Battle Brawlers.
I liked
Oh.
Bakugan Battle Brawlers.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Look, I love
I
these
watched
shows.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
I
I
love
watched
Yu-Gi-Oh!
OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Religiously.
Hey. Hey, we don't come for OG Yu-Gi-Oh! In this house.
I'm just
I love
saying.
these shows, but let's be real here. You show anybody new who has
We don't come for OG Yu-Gi-Oh! In this house.
I still have Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Oh, I still have my old deck.
I still have all my old cards.
I have a
Well-
legit box.
No, I'm just talking about crap that we watched, that anime
That's
I watched
true.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That like you look at it,
does
it's like
not.
does not hold up. Yu
No.
Yu Hakusho does not hold up.
God, no.
Yu Yu Hakusho does not hold up. I used to watch that like nobody's business either. You know what really doesn't hold up that I watched as a kid was fucking Rurouni Kenshin, but that's for totally different reasons.
Okay. I would like to make a comment here on Rurouni Kenshin. The show itself holds up. What doesn't hold up is the ethics and morals of the author.
Oh yeah,
The
absolutely.
show itself is still good. It's getting a remake.
Oh god.
And the remake looks really, really good.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that yes, it is not the anime itself that is cringe.
It's
It
the
is
author.
it is the baggage that comes with it.
Speaking of, who here has had one of their favorite K-pop idols sentenced to 13 years in prison?
I mean, you can't have that happen if you don't watch K-pop. Or listen.
So,
I
I used to be a huge fangirl of XOM, which was the Chinese branch of EXO, and the leader of the group, Chris Wu, was just sentenced to 13 years in prison.
Good for him.
I think for this is something sexual assault related.
Oh, lovely.
Which really sucks because he was my favorite member. And I read a lot of fan fiction about him, and now I feel really bad about that.
And this is the reason why I don't follow freaking actors and pop stars and whatnot. I don't try to remember
In
their
fact,
names.
he is actually the second K-pop idol in a group that I have been a fan of that has been sentenced to prison for sex work-related crimes. The first one was Sungri, or V, from Big Bang. Big Bang no longer has a fifth member. It is now 4 members.
The creator of the original Sonic the Hedgehog just got sentenced to prison for insider trading.
We should, yeah, I mean, on that note, how about we wrap this up? Because, I mean, we start talking about insider trading, sexual assault, like black market pornography. I
Hey,
mean,
everybody, go beyond plus ultra!
Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe.
You know, it really hurts
comment.
my soul that not once did one of you join me.
hey, it's gonna be okay, because you know why? Cece's here.
But Cece also didn't join!
Yeah, but you can't depend on me for shit. You know this. We've been friends long enough that you know you can't depend on me for anything. So at least Cece's here.
There are 4 of you in this room, and not one of you could plus ultra.
Okay,
with
fine.
me.
Plus ultra. Are you happy?
I'm happy.